I don't know what we're gonna. Well, we're probably gonna cook eggs, right? It is breakfast after all. Most people do eggs for breakfast.
Right.
I usually like to do a protein, like some eggs, a carbohydrate. This is a slice of bread. Fruit, there's melon and dates. That's what I usually like to do for a meal, as of late. For lunch, I will have this chicken and rice that my brother made. And I will bring along an apple. This one is beautifully red. It will do just fine. It's a Pink Lady variety, in case you're wondering. In case you're an apple expert.
Right, let's. Does it open up for you?
With or without the light? Hard to say. Alright, let's see if we can... Let's see if we can do this today. I have been working on getting better at using the stainless steel pan. Here's what I know. Fill in my gaps. Fill in my gaps of knowledge. Preheat the pan until it gets properly hot, and we'll do the temp test. Then add the oil. Maybe let it cool a little bit, and get the eggs in. It can't be too hot when you get the eggs in because they burn and stick, and it can't be too cold because then they stick then burn. Okay, let's see if it worked. Alright, temp test works like this. If the water goes into the pan and it evaporates immediately, it is not hot enough. If the water goes into the pan and it beads up and rolls around the pan in these beautiful little balls of water, then we are exactly where we need to be. Let's see. Ooh, that's a lot. Let's see where we are. We are we are somewhere where we need to be, in my opinion. Let's turn it down a little bit. And this is the part where I'm just like, don't quite have it totally figured out yet. But pretty sure we want to turn it down a little bit. Where we want to add some fat. This is olive oil, a decent amount. Coat the pan. People talk about this effect where the oil is shimmery. I'm not sure if we're picking that up or not. Of course, it's fat, it always looks shimmery, but it has a certain characteristic to it when it gets very hot, when it gets hot. With that being said, if the pan was hot enough to bead the water, and then you put the fat in, the fat is plenty fat. The fat is plenty fat enough. The fat is plenty hot enough. You don't necessarily need, it doesn't necessarily need to look glistening. See what we can do here. So, it might have been on the hot side, and my suspicion for that is the way that this thin area bubbled up quite vigorously. But we live and we learn. So it's slightly stuck, but nothing that the scraper can't deal with. All right, that's pretty good. Let's get the bread in the toaster. Toaster's over there. Cool. In my family growing up, we always save Ziplocs. And traditionally, my father would wash them, and then we would reuse them. But my father left, and now the Ziploc bags pile up on the counter because nobody else wants to be. All right, eggs are getting pretty good and done, in my opinion. I usually pop the yolks because I don't want to have to clean up my breakfast. I just want it to go in my mouth. All things considered, these turned out pretty good. Pretty good. Not a whole lot that stuck to the pan. Cool. And then I always put some water in it. And that helps to rehydrate anything that got burnt and dehydrated, and it makes it much easier to clean. Fork. Toast is still in the toaster. One date. Oh, guess we're having two. And some melon. So this is where my diet currently sits. Protein, usually from an animal. Carb, as close to the grain as possible. I do understand that the rice is better for me than the bread, but I was dreaming of the bread. Sometimes it's just that simple. And a fruit. Fast energy, medium energy, long energy. And of course it has all of the nutrients in it that we need.